may be seated. The third fold honors the veteran who gave his or her life. The fourth fold represents our weaker natures, American citizens trusting in God. The fifth fold is a tribute to the country. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie as we hold our hands over our hearts for the pledge. The seventh fold is a tribute to the armed forces protecting the country, which flies our flag. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood and mothers. The 10th fold is a tribute to fathers and fatherhood. The 11th fold is a tribute to Jewish citizens. The 12th fold is a tribute to Christian citizens. When the flag is completely folded, with only the stars showing, it represents our national motto, "In God we trust." Because it also looks like a cock tack. It reminds us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington, the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, and all those who followed, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today.
On behalf of the President of the United States, the United States Navy, and the grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service. We are sorry for your loss.
We've gathered today to remember and honor our beloved Charlie, Uncle Charlie DeMay. Let us find solace in the words of the following verses. Through this difficult time when you may not be sure what to do or where to turn, Psalm 121 tells us, I lift up my eyes to the hills, from where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. In times of trial and challenge, in times of tragedy and loss, we are called to lift our eyes to God, for He is our help, our hope, and our strength. In the middle of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, in the Beatitude section, where each Beatitude begins with a blessing, Jesus promises a reward to those who mourn. Matthew 5:4 says, Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. In our time of grief, may we draw strength from this promise, knowing that though we mourn, we are not alone. The love and support surrounding us can bring comfort and healing. May we cherish the memories, hold fast to the hope of being comforted in our sorrow. And lastly, as we that are present still mourn, we can rejoice in the following. 2 Corinthians 5:6-8 and Philippians 1:23 speaks of death. They talk about being away from the body and at home with the Lord. That is where I believe Uncle Charlie is, home with the Lord, awaiting our time to be reunited.
O my God, O thou forgiver of sins, bestower of gifts, dispeller of afflictions, verily I beseech thee to forgive the sins of such that have abandoned the physical garment and ascended into the spiritual world. O my Lord, purify them from trespasses, dispel their sorrows, change their darkness into light, cause them to enter the garden of happiness, cleanse them with the most pure waters, and grant them to behold the splendors of the loftiest mountain.
O my God, O my God, verily thy servant, humble before the majesty of thy divine supremacy, lowly at the door of thy oneness. He hath been assured of thy pardon and forgiveness. He hath abandoned this mortal life and hath flown to the kingdom of immortality, yearning for the favor of meeting thee. O Lord, glorify his station. Shower him under the pavilion of thy supreme mercy. Cause him to enter thy glorious paradise and perpetuate his existence in thine exalted rose garden, that he may plunge into the sea of light in the world of mysteries. Verily thou art the generous, the powerful, the forgiver, and the bestower.
Are we walking or driving? Walking. This one got my foot. Will be all right? I can't sprinkle.
About different faiths, different beliefs, and different ideologies everyone has, and I think we all agree that there's just much more than we even understand. Kelly had mentioned last night that this was a horrible situation for people to have to go through. It sucks, is pretty much her words. She said, but you need to look for the signs in life, and you need to look for things that remind you of the good times and the love. When we went to get him this morning, Steely Dan was playing on the radio. We had just talked about his love of Steely Dan and how he always played it on the radio. You can't make that stuff up. We also had a conversation not too long ago. We moved near some railroad tracks to the house we live in now, and he had mentioned how this is the first time in his life living in the Pines that he hasn't been near railroad tracks. Where he grew up, there was railroad tracks right near his house. Richardson Park, we could hear the railroad tracks. Even the house that they lived in, Orchard Avenue, there was railroad tracks not too far away. We had no idea about the railroad tracks. And so we came around the corner and the train started going by. Look for the signs. So this is where he's going to lay to rest. We can visit him when we need to, but I think we all carry special memories in our hearts. And those are what are going to carry us through the rest of our journey. Mom, you want to come up with me? He would have loved this.
I know.
He would have loved this. He would have thought the bagpiper was the coolest thing in the world. Alright, anyone else?
All right, does everybody know where that wants to come? There's Island Creamery, it's on Main Street in Berlin. So, depending on which way you come in, Island Creamery this side and Sterling Tavern Restaurant here. There's a parking lot here and there's a big parking lot over here.